something to say.
Wow.
The elder. There you go.
Actually, I didn't, but when I walked in the door, Mike said, "You're giving the speech." And I said, "What?" But he talked me into it. For those of you that I'm not directly related to, I'm Michael, a.k.a. Mike Aguilar, cousin of MJ and Kathy. Their dad and my mom were brother and sister. And like a lot of us in this generation, we kind of all grew up together and have been doing a family Christmas party ever since we can remember, at least 50 years. So we're really happy that those of you now on the east side of the Rockies decided to continue the tradition. And we're looking forward to maybe joining you if you decide that it's worth it and you want to do it again next year. Except for Tony, I am the oldest person in the room today.
Rubbing it in, old afternoon.
Well, and besides age, the other thing Tony and I have in common is we were smart enough to pick trophy wives. You know, we haven't lost it yet. So. You know, there's this old saying that you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your relatives. You're stuck with them. So for better or worse, we are stuck with each other. But over the years, I think I've concluded that it's been a pretty good deal. You know, you're all good people, and except for, well, you know who you are. We've led, you know, pretty good lives and have, you know, looked after each other and have done things like his family Christmas party for a long time. And I think it's really important. Like I said, we've been doing this for over 50 years now. Matter of fact, Mike and I were just looking through the pictures. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a slideshow downstairs on the TV. Because one of the traditions we have, and I don't know if you're going to do it today, but it'd be worthwhile, is take the family photo. And it's really fun to kind of look back, you know, literally 50 years ago in our case and then some, you know, to see what a lot of us looked like back in the good old days and what the kids who are now teenagers or even adults, you know, used to look like. So that's part of the tradition that we look forward to. And I encourage you to, you know, go take a look downstairs or look on the family website to, you know, go through the pictures and take a walk down memory lane. Somebody once said
You need a
that,
teleprompter?
well, like Tony, I'm losing my marbles, so I need to take notes.
At least everybody's listening to you.
The rest of you probably have a ways to go. But somebody once said that the most important bequest you can give your kids is two things, roots and wings. And I think this family gathering is an important aspect of kind of both. You know, to show the kids and the grandkids and the great-grandkids that they are part of a larger connected family. And I think that's increasingly important in this world where the pace of life is getting pretty quick. And while we can all interconnect with each other electronically, a real hug is still better, I think, than a virtual one. You know, speaking of roots, one of the things you'll notice if you go on the family tree is that we're 98% sure that those of us on the Arguelles side are direct descendants of Martin de Arguelles, the first European child born in what is now in the United States in 1566 in St. Augustine, Florida. We're still working on trying to make the final connection, but we think it's pretty solid. As a matter of fact, we met some people the other day that were friends of friends, invited them over, got to talking, and this guy, his name is Felipe, he's also interested in genealogy, so I told him about what we've been doing with the family website. So he's been doing some research and has actually been able to trace some of the descendants of Martin de Arguelles down a few generations. But one of the interesting things he found out is that his 17th grandfather, 35 times removed, is brother to ours in the same time period. So, you know, we're cousins from 500 years ago. So it's amazing what you can find out. Like I said, I think it's important to keep this tradition going because, you know, 1,000 years ago, you lived in the same village, nothing changed. You lived till you were 30, died, and that was kind of the end of it. And gradually, as we got into the Renaissance and the printing press and discovery and exploration like 500 years ago, the pace of life really did quicken. And today, with all the electronic technology, it really goes by pretty quick. In our lifetimes, we're going to see fantastic changes as compared to even a generation ago when we grew up. In my generation and that of the first cousins here, it was different in that we grew up literally across the street. The Mitchells lived around the corner from us. Mike and Kathy and Patty and Susan and Mary Howland were just a couple of miles away, and so we literally grew up together, which is a lot harder to do these days as we get scattered around. The mere fact that we flew 1,000 miles just to be with you today shows you have to take a little effort to get together. So that's why I think it's also increasingly important that we continue this tradition and those like it, so that the kids can get to know their cousins and others and relate to the fact that they are part of this large, extended, really great family. So I commend Tony and Kathy for putting this on, and I really hope that they don't think it's too much trouble. And some of you some of you that live in this part of the country will maybe want to host it next year and do the same thing we do out in California, kind of rotate it around. Because
We got a sucker already.
and those of you that want to come to California for the West Coast version are certainly invited. That's in a couple of weeks.
December 12th.
So December 12th, yeah. So, okay. A few more thoughts. Okay, well, I guess that's really all about it I had to say, except that as long as I got the floor here and my glass of water, I did want to propose the toast, to the family and to all of us. Merry Christmas.
One of what I call the core of this family is love. And I don't say that lightly. It's not, a lot of us through a lot of difficult times. And quite frankly, it's why a lot of you bought the tickets, got in your car, and came here because you just recognize the value of family. So second, third, and fourth cousins, thank you very, very much.
Yeah!
Love gave to me
12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping,
10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing,
8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying,
5 golden rings,
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtles.
Everybody!
and a 5